everyone, and welcome back to Headlines, where we round up the biggest news stories from all over the world for all of you. We start off with the thing that's probably on everyone's mind, the coronavirus. The novel coronavirus, or COVID-19, has been spreading rapidly, but the virus hotbed is here in Asia. Japan, Hong Kong, India, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, and of course China. These places and a few others make up a whopping 99.5% of the more than 70,000 who've tested virus positive. Now you know the sheer scale of the virus. It's affected more Asians than SARS, tiger parenting, and H1N1 combined. It's also killed more than 1,500 people, with the vast majority of deaths being in mainland China. To combat the spread of the virus, Hong Kong schools have been shut down till the 16th of March at the very least. Chinese schools are closed until April. Schools have begun to follow online learning protocols, entrusting students to do work diligently and honestly through the internet. But now, rather than spending time doing homework, many teenagers are making TikToks that hit harder than the coronavirus every 10 minutes. We'd really like to meet these TikTok wizards. Aside from that, the economy has also taken a blow, as people are stockpiling virtually everything, from masks and hand sanitizers to bags of rice and yes, even toilet paper. We can also confirm that there was an actual armed robbery of a delivery of TP. Over in the USA, politics has been in shambles as two big events took place in the last few weeks. First, Donald Trump's impeachment in State of the Union, and second, the ongoing party elections. The Cheeto King's impeachment came about after he attempted to get Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to say his country was opening an investigation into Joe Biden, a man who's likely to be Trump's opponent in the upcoming presidential election. The announcement was tied to critical military aid from the US. Investigators claim that this was an example of Trump using his power for personal gain, which is an impeachable offense. Then he was also charged with obstructing a congressional investigation into what happened. Probably the most exciting aspect of the impeachment inquiry was the fact that he delivered his State of the Union address right in the middle of it. The SOTU is essentially a presidential summary given to the rest of the country regarding what's been accomplished. That's absurd. First, Mr. Trump is the one being evaluated, but he's doing his own evaluation, and second, he's being fed chocolate in the middle of his time out. Many Democrats weren't happy about this, but Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi was visibly the angriest, you could tell, because she ripped up her copy of Donald Trump's speech. This is in fact the second time that Ms. Pelosi has mocked Trump at the SOTU. Last year, she did a slow clap. Who knows? Maybe next year, should Mr. Trump get elected, she'll just go, I'm a head out halfway through his speech and leave the building. But the big T is in the safe zone now. Neither articles of impeachment received enough votes to remove Trump from office, which means that our good friend is still going to be in office until November this year. Additionally, primaries are also happening. This is when parties choose the candidate for the presidential election, which will take place later this year. In the Democratic Party, Pete Buttigieg is in the lead after securing a comfortable victory in the last New Hampshire caucuses. In the Republican Party, Donald Trump is soaring. He has 61 delegates, beating out his competitors Bill Weld and Joe Walsh. And the mighty Joe Biden of the Democratic Party, he's in 5th place out of 5 candidates. Not so mighty anymore. The Academy Awards happened on February 10th, and boy were they memorable. We had a diverse bunch take the prestigious stage. Winning Best Picture was the South Korean movie Parasite, which also clinched victories for Best Director, Best Foreign Film, and Best Screenplay. Brad Pitt got Best Supporting Actor for his role in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Renee Zellweger bagged Best Actress for her acting in Judy. Jojo Rabbit, 1917, and Little Women also fared well. However, the biggest highlight of them all was probably Joaquin Phoenix's speech. Dubbed the speech that broke the internet, Phoenix delivered a heartwarming monologue upon winning Best Actor for his role in Joker. He started his speech with a bang, first saying hi, then telling the audience to stop clapping. In his speech, he talked about a plethora of issues, from global warming to animal abuse to, in simple words, stop putting milk in your cereal. The speech overall was brilliant, unique, engaging, but also sobering. And to crown the fantastic speech, he concluded with a lyric from his brother who passed away at age 23. Run to the rescue with love and peace will follow. It's been 3 years since the promises were made, but roadblocks were hit, forms weren't signed and papers were overturned, all contributing to a delay in the separation of the UK from the EU. But On the 31st of January this year, fish waving, beer binging, and zipline riding Boris Johnson delivered Brexit, and the UK formally left the EU. It'll still need to abide by a EU set transition period of 11 months. There are mixed reactions to this. On one hand, you have the 52% of Britons who are overjoyed about the separation, then you have the 48% of them who are worried that Britain is being disconnected from the very body who've helped ground London as a global, thriving financial hub. Research centres have even estimated a 4 to 6% drop in the scale of the economy after the transition period. So what's going to happen now? Well, our good friend Bojo has promised that Brexit will not be stopped and that the UK will be completely separated from the EU by December this year. On the 8th of February, India held its 2020 Legislative Assembly elections in Delhi. The elections took place to elect a group of 70 people to the Delhi Legislative Assembly, which is a lawmaking body for the capital territory of Delhi. The elections were dominated by the Aam Aadmi Party, headed by Arvind Kejriwal. The AAP crushed Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Bharatiya Janata Party, taking an astounding 62 out of 70 seats. The remaining 8 went to the BJP. And in India, there goes a saying, chai is the one thing that can turn a frown upside down, so it looks like Modi is going to be needing more tea after that loss. In all seriousness, though, taking that office was something that the BJP had their sights set on. As anti-government protests sparked by the Citizenship Amendment Act enter their third month, gaining control of Delhi was on the agenda for PM Modi. It was a way for him and his party to clamp down on the demonstrations in an effective way. Now, though, it seems that the population of India is rewarding those who maintain the country's secularity and focus on priority issues like health and education, something which the AAP has excelled in doing. That's all for this week. I'll see you next time on Headlines.